China is a major producer and consumer as well for pork. To fulfill the growing needs of the consumers, the government has amazingly pushed pig processing by giving several subsidies and easing the policies for the farmers. The best part about this technique is many farmers have extraordinarily excelled in it, and today they're enjoying crazy profits. One such example is Qing Yiglin, one of the billionaires and also widely known as a Chinese agriculture tycoon. Most have a misconception of billionaires only come from the finance sector, real estate, tech, and some of the prominent sectors. Pig raising is a huge demand these days, not only in the world's populous countries but all over the world. And obviously a big thanks to innovative technology, which is helping in the booming of this industry. Who is Qing Yiglin? And when did he start his business? What are the advancements adopted in animal breeding? Well, these questions have some fascinating answers, so let's buckle up to find out how this pork industry is developing in some parts of the world. That said, let's get started. Qing Yiglin, the world's richest farmer, is a former chairman and president of a pig farming company named Muyuan Foodstuff and $40 billion, which is phenomenal in the agriculture sector. These are the numbers very few of them can reach because livestock farming is one of the tedious and a bit difficult stuff to deal with. And guess what? Several times in the past few decades, he has been a part of the world's 30 richest people, and also he has been awarded as the fastest growing billionaires. Born in 1965 in Henan province, well, the fact is he did not belong to a wealthy family. He struggled to grow. When did he start his business? In 1982, when Qing Yiglin was in high school, his father somehow managed to buy 20 hefty pigs and raise them. Of those 20, one died and the other 19 were alive. This triggered him to kickstart his business and learn corrective methods to raise animals. Qin managed to figure out some of the interesting facts about those hefty pigs and thought he could earn massively by doing this. Not only himself, but Yiglin helped all of his villagers to start farming and earn massively. But half knowledge is always dangerous, so to get appropriate knowledge about it, he enrolled himself in Henan University of Agriculture, where he can excel and accelerate his business. When he was already 24, he had a degree in animal husbandry. After gaining a good amount of knowledge, he started his own company and manufactured unit which was sophisticated to raise pigs. A brownie point in his personal as well as professional life was when he met his wife, Kuan Yang, who also had a degree in veterinary science from Henan University of Animal Husbandry and Economy. Both of them were so optimistic about this idea of the pork industry that both of them left their jobs and started their journey with just 22 pigs. The success was extraordinary, as in just a span of 2 years, they owned more than 2,000 of them. In the next 5 years, the number shot up to 1,000, and finally, in 2013, turned into a limited company. And at this stage, there were already 2 subsidiaries where they were raising more than 1 million pigs in a year. The numbers geared up extraordinarily in just a decade, and even until the date, they're massively shooting up. One can easily spot its growth through the equity trend followed by a company, which is always an upside. It's interesting to know how Muyuan Foodstuff got a breakthrough. It was in 2019 when the African swine flu showed up, during which the demands were crazy, shortages in supply, and lastly, higher prices of the output. Also, we cannot forget how COVID-19 outbreak and the demand for it again shot up. Here, the pork production firm took advantage of this global shortage, and it also gave room for increasing prices, eventually increasing profits, and at the same time expanding its business. What are other achievements all over the world in this industry? The growth is excellent. There are different techniques for pork production in small scale, medium scale, and lastly, large scale production. Large scale modern production is majorly divided into feed production, feed processing, soap production, nursery pig production, growing and finishing swine, abattoir operations, manure, and waste management. And of the prominent success was when the government was highly supporting this business and offered variety of subsidies. Here, technology played a prominent role. Adoption and implementation of artificial intelligence, facial recognition, and blockchain technologies overall the farms. This helped farmers a lot as the tedious process was smoothened, and now they need not worry about monitoring pigs from time to time. Everyone is aware of the fact that China is a leading producer of pork globally, so it's bound that AI-savvy machinery will surely transform the industry. But none knew that this process would be so fast and efficient. It's only been a few years since the production of pork is integrated and wholly done by AI-based machinery. China is not only the biggest producer but also the highest consumer of pork. It's not only China but the US and some other nations that are also consuming it at extraordinary levels. Surely the demand for this is surely going to shoot up in the coming years. So to meet up the upcoming demands and deliver those needs efficiently to the consumers, farmers opted for a modernized version of producing pork. Countries like the US are also processing, but at the very limited level. China is the only country in the world which is possessing a reserve that consists of millions of live pigs and uncountable tons of frozen pork. These large masses of pigs are imported from local as well as from foreign sources. This smart method has a unique animal identification where each of them on the farm is given their specific ID. So this specific ID will have recorded the breed, weight, feeding, and the estrus cycle. According to living habits and growing curve temperature, moisture and lighting is adjusted in real time. This will help an amazing growth curve for every pig. The risk is minimal as the cameras, sensors, and other Internet of Things help in monitoring real-time situations and the growth of the pigs. So if any unusual things are monitored, a trigger instantly buzzes so as to prevent any further harm. And the next game-changing ultra-modern technology is blockchain technology, which will be a perfect fit for smart hog farming. As in this blockchain ledger, all the information is stored and also updated on a timely basis. As this blockchain cannot tamper, one can get genuine information about the conditions of the farm, inventory, distribution, as well as every minute detail from breeding to piglet birth to slaughter. How did they carry out this process in the past? This is a very new and buzzed way of raising farms, but initially, history is way more different. When you take a round in the markets in a city of 14 million people, you can easily spot slabs of meat hanging from high-rise apartment balconies, tied up with string and swaying next to shirts and sheets left out to dry. This might seem absurd or insensible to you at first, but this was how previously pork was processed and preserved by locals in southern China. When it's late autumn and cold winds are approaching, it's time for raw pork belly to be soaked in a blend of rice wine, salt, soy sauce, and spices. Finally, after this process, the flesh of the pig is hung out to cure in the damp, cold autumn air. This tedious and lengthy process is done to make lapyuk. Once this lapyuk is ready, it adds the yummiest savory sweet taste to any stir-fried vegetable dish. The basic idea to preserve those and hang them on balconies was to let some wind bacteria add a unique flavor to them. But one astonishing fact is that no farmers want to raise pigs, but they only prefer to process them and sell the output in the market. One of the most challenging aspects is to ensure pork quality, so they need to take proper care of the nutrient intake of hogs and fewer drugs. All the new technologies like artificial intelligence and blockchain are making sure that pork raising is carried out with utmost accuracy and efficiency. Previously, piggies had to be fed with limited food items. However, now they're physically standardized and can now easily digest fruits and vegetables. Experts now know which type of swine and what attributes are needed for pork processing. So for this industrial pig farming, one type which suits the best is the highly popular hybrid DLY, which is a cross between Duroc, Landrace, and Yorkshire breeds. So the advancements are classic, and so will they continue in the coming years. Finally, what are your thoughts on hog raising and pork processing in China? Will it grow up at such amazing rates? How many more billionaires can we expect in the coming years? Do let us know your views in the comments below. That said, we've come to the end of the video. If you enjoyed watching it, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. See you in the next video.